Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see about the Methodist movement. In England, 18th century was a period of many humanitarian movements, and this humanitarian movements were started as a result of the religious revival which was brought about by a few Oxford students. And among these Oxford students, there were two brothers, John and Charles Wesley, the sons of a Lincolnshire clergyman. And another important person of the group was George Whitefield, the son of Gloucester innkeeper. This small society of young men soon were nicknamed as Methodists by the people. And these Methodists lived a strict and ordered life governed by the rules of the Bible, and through their example, they instilled in others the idea of piety and morality. They wanted to save their own souls and also help one another so that they might be able to serve God in the right way. They also began to visit the prisons and the jail, to preach to the poor in Oxford, and to teach poor and ignorant children of the town. They wanted to show that Christianity was a religion which could not only be professed but also practiced. They inculcated in their listeners a sense of sin and consequent repentance. Most of them became clergymen of the Church of England, and the organizing ability of John Wesley made him the leader of the movement, which started in 1729. George Whitefield was the greatest preacher among these people. He gave a series of sermons to the colliers of Kingswood near Bristol, who were conspicuously irreligious. These people responded to his appeal and became genuinely religious men. His preaching was generally attended by 10 to 20,000 people. His impassioned eloquence had diverse effects on different persons. Some were moved to hysterical laughter or violent weeping, and some others fell to the earth in an agony of repentance. Wesley also became a famous preacher, and in 50 years of his missionary life, he preached 40,000 sermons, traveling many thousands of miles, nearly all on horseback. And throughout his life, which was from 1703 to 1791, of 88 years, Wesley lived ascetically, and he gave freely of his means to the poor. When his income was £30 a year, he managed to live on £28 and gave away the other £2 to the poor. And when his income became £120, he still lived only with £28 and used the remainder of the money for charitable purposes. Wesley's organizational ability was shown in many new societies he formed with their weekly meetings and feasts. Another remarkable thing about their movement was the employment of members of the laity as preachers and class leaders. Some of these lay preachers were very noteworthy men. During the early years of the movement, all the leaders were fiercely assailed by the mob, and some of the escapees from a violent death seemed almost miraculous. Their greatest successes were gained in the crowded industrial areas among the miners and other workers. The least impression was produced upon the agricultural population. The majority of their converts were drawn from the middle and lower classes, but there were also some members of the aristocracy who became their patrons. Whitefield adopted Calvinistic beliefs, and this led to difference between the leaders and the division of the movement into two branches. The more important one was that which followed Wesley. Under a skillful control, the Methodist movement began to assume a distinctive form in government. Though he himself protested to the last against any separation from the Church of England, the conduct of the French preachers was in many respects irregular. They were clergymen who were not obeying the injunctions of their spiritual masters, but were acting often in direct opposition to them. Thus, the separation of the Methodists from the Church of England became inevitable. In 1795, 4 years after their founder's death, the Wesley's Methodists became a separate body. The effect of this great religious revival was tremendous on the church, on literature, and on philosophy. The evangelical movement entered the church and gave to its members a new spiritual devotion. The attitude of many of the clergy towards their parishes was changed completely. Many devout and earnest men became preachers of its doctrines and observers of its practices. Notable among these were many members of the Cambridge University, where the influence of the evangelical movement was felt strong. In literature, the movement showed its chiefly in the production of a number of excellent hymns. With the spread of the Methodist movement, a new spirit of kindness and mercy took possession of people and led to the development of most notable philanthropy. The establishment of many Sunday schools enabled the children of the poor to learn to read the Bible. Many benevolent people like Hannah More of Bristol visited the agricultural poor of the west of England in their own homes and worked for them and wrote and pleaded on their behalf with beneficial results. Societies were also established for the purpose of educating the poor in religion and good manners. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.